All right, let's go ahead and start section 5.3 where they give us the z-scores and they ask us to find the cumulative area. So in this problem, they said use a standard normal table to find the z-score that corresponds to the cumulative area 0.4522. And the area is not in the table, so we have to use the closest. But because in class we did not do it using the table, I'm going to go ahead and let me see if I have my StatCrunch open. Yes, I do. I'm going to go ahead, click on Stats, Calculators, Normal Calculator. Okay, once I have this, I'm going to expand this one. Remember what they gave me? They gave me the area under the curve, and they asked me to find the corresponding z-value. So area under the curve, let me change the color here to, let's say, purple. Area under the curve goes right here, and the z-score value is obtained from right here. Okay, so let me go ahead and put the area under the curve from there all the way up to here. Okay, so area under the curve is 0.4522. And my z-score is negative 0.120. Rounding off to 3 decimal places, they said negative 0.12, I forgot what it was. 0.1, yeah, 0.12. So check my answer. Excellent. All right. The next problem I'm going to work on is problem number 3. So instead of saving time, I'm just going to go ahead and have the answer here. So in this case, they ask us to find the z-score given the percentile here. This is the given percentile. Until or unless specified, the area is always towards the left. I don't like that color. The area is always towards the left. Okay. So same thing. I'm going to go ahead, open my StatCrunch, which is right here. Okay. I think right here, this is my StatCrunch. So I'm going to go ahead and delete what I had before. Delete and delete. I have to plug in my area, which is, excuse my mouse, I have to plug in this area 48 in here. Okay, that's my percentage or percentile. Remember, area, percentage, percentile go right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. 48 percentile is 0.48. And compute. And if you see that, the area, the z-scores match. Okay, so you're simply going to go ahead and plug in your 48% percentile in decimal right here, and you're going to click compute. Okay, all right, moving on to problem number 6. In this problem, I'm going to go ahead and expand this. The area is to the left. They gave me the value of the area. The area value is 0.0344, and they asked me to find the particular z-score that is corresponding to this area. Just by looking at it, I know that the z-score is on the right hand side, so my z-score is going to be positive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my StatCrunch calculator. My area is 0.0344. So this area goes right here, and I'm trying to find, okay, I know it's to the right hand side, so I'm going to change it to the right hand side, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in my area, 0.0344. Oops, how many 0 points are there? All right, and compute. So my area is, close this, open this, and you see that the z-scores match. Okay, all right, now moving on to problem number 7. The tricky part in problem number 7 is you see that they're giving us area in between. Do you see this? This is area in between. So what I have to do is add this area to this area. So I'm going to go ahead and add 0.4756. Did I miss a 7? 4756 plus 0.4756. So what I have to do is I have to go ahead and add these two areas because that's the total area in between. And once I do that, let me go ahead, 0.44756. I end up with 0.9512. Once I have this area, this is the area that I should put into my StatCrunch calculator because this is the total area here. And I'm trying to find the respective z values. So I will have two z values. One is going to be negative and one is going to be positive. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click, remember the area is in between, so I have to click between. And my area was 0.9512. And compute. And when I close this, you see that I have two z-scores. One is negative and the other one is positive. There you go. Okay? All right. Moving on to the next problem. When you look at this problem here, it's not area in between. It's area to the left and area to the right. So what I want to do is I'm simply going to go ahead and find the area to the left. And once I have the z value, I know my other z value is going to be exactly the same, but positive. Why? Because look at my areas. My areas are exactly the same. Do you see that? Okay. So let's go ahead and plug it in. It's standard, not in between. I am plugging in my area 0217 and compute. So I know that my z-score is negative 0.2. Okay? If I have this z-score, if this is negative 0.2 and the other one is going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be positive negative. So it's going to be positive 2.02. Did I say 0.2? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and show you the z-scores. You see that? If one z-score is negative 2.02, the other one is automatically going to be positive. All right, moving on to problem number 10. It is just asking you to find the z-score that has 71.6% of the distribution area to the right. Simply open my calculator. Area to the right is, okay, and I have area to the right hand side, okay, 0.716. I'm going to go ahead and match my z-score, simply area to the right. So you have to make sure not only you have the right inequality, but also the right percentage. 71.6 changed into decimal is 0.716. Okay? All right. Moving on to problem number 12. I feel like I'm a radio show host for some reason. Okay. In a survey of women in a certain country, ages 20 to 29, the mean height was 66.3 inches. Standard deviation is 2.83 inches. Normally distributed. Okay, like I told you in class, when it says normally distributed, I'm going to go back and change my mean. My mean is 66.3. Standard deviation is 2.83. And let's see what they're asking me. What height represents the 95th percentile? So when they say 95th percentile, I know it's a percentage. I have to change it into decimal, which is 0.95. I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. Okay, all right. 0.95. Remember, it did not specify area to the right, so it has to be to the left. and I compute. Once I have it, what is my reference value? 70.95. So what this is doing is, it's saying if the average height of the women is 66.3 and standard deviation is 2.83, 95th percentile is nothing but if you have a height of 70.96, then you will represent the 95th percentile in that curve, in the normal distribution. Okay? All right. Now for the next one. The height that represents the first quartile. The first quartile is as simple as 0.25, and then this is what it is. So if the height that represents the first quartile, so if you are 64.391, rounding off to one decimal place, two decimal places, 64.40, then you represent the first 25th percentile of the first quarter. Okay? Alright, so make sure your mean matches, your standard deviation matches, and your inequality matches as well. You got two pink, isn't it? Problem number 15. The weight of bags of baby carrots are normally distributed. As soon as they say normally distributed, I open my normal calculator. The mean is 29, changing my mean to 29. Standard deviation 0.32. The bags in the upper 4.5. Upper 4.5 is on the right hand side, so change it to upper 4.5 into percentage into decimal is 0.045. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. 0.045. Compute. So the upper 4.5 percentage. So if the bag is 29.54, the average has to be 29. If it is 29.54, because standard deviation is so small, it will be in the upper 4.5%. And that is what it is. Hope this helps. So if you don't understand something, pause, go back, repeat, pause, go back and repeat. But make sure you are understanding what's happening here. And please be mindful of which one is standard. Oh, I think I changed it. Please be mindful of which is your standard and which is your between. Okay? All right.